All right, so this is day 3 of our 5-day school growth challenge. Day 1 was all about the foundations, optimizing your school bio, your about page, the description of your school community, how to begin to gain traffic to your about page or to how to have conversations. Yesterday was about building rapport, how to have conversations that convert, and today is about visibility. And what does that mean? Well, one of the best ways to attract individuals to your audience, to your brand, to your school community is by posting content in other people's groups, also by leveraging comments, and also by climbing leaderboards. So today we're going to um, go over all that. So by the end of today's session, you'll know how to post in groups the right way and why most people get it wrong, why some people get their content removed or deleted or sometimes even get banned. How can you turn comments into your number one visibility and attraction tool? How you can climb leaderboards so people find you, they know of you before you ever reach out, before they reach out to you, and how to build a content flywheel that compounds without constant effort. All right, so let's continue. So today's Flowgenda is a 30-minute free session for day 3 of the challenge. After that, if you are a premium member, you can stay on and we will do group hot seat coaching. Free community is learn, connect, hang out. Again, this challenge is part of that. We also have our networking calls and our conversations with creators and our business growth Skillshare calls are part of that. And the premium membership includes, well, let's take action. Let's implement. You can figure out and solve your bottlenecks with me, accountability, implementation, bi-weekly coaching, monthly workshops. And our next expert workshop is with Tanya Fox, and it is offer clarity coaching, which is on February the 17th. So if you're not quite clear on your offer, we'll get you sorted in that session. Founding member price is $47 a month right now. For February only, it will go up to $97 a month at the start of March. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'd be honored to have you as a founding member if you think something like this would benefit you. All right, so let's continue. Post, right. So posting, a lot of people post and a lot of people post and hope, but what are some simple strategies and what are some simple awarenesses so that you can really capitalize on posting in other people's groups to attract individuals to your brand, right? Marketing, people have to know who you are and what you offer so they can buy from you. Okay, so posting and commenting. And I talked about it. There's only 3 ways that you can gain visibility on school. I mentioned this yesterday. It's posting, it's commenting, and it's be on the leaderboard. So that said, posting and commenting are quite essential because you can't be on the leaderboard immediately, but you can post and comment in someone's community almost immediately. Though for posting, you may have to unlock it depending on the rules of someone's school community, right? And it's repetition, right? So sometimes I call these micro impressions. You want to stack up enough micro impressions so that people are just familiar about who you are. They know you. And I've heard this more and more, which is why I share all this with you because what I'm doing has begun to pay off quite well. And sometimes what I'm doing even impresses myself because people on calls, in the DMs and conversations, they say, I see you everywhere. I see you all the time. You're so visible, right? So this works. It's worked for me. So I want to share it with you because if you're a business and entrepreneur with purpose and amazing offers that can transform people's lives, you got to be visible too. People see your name enough times, they get curious about you, they click your profile, and they may not join your community the first time, but if they see you around enough and they're curious enough about you and they are your ideal audience, they might just join on their own or you see them enough, you start a conversation with them, and you invite them to your community. If they don't join, you can invite them. All right, let's continue here. Okay, so this again is specifically about posting in other people's communities, and I see this one a lot, and it's how I versus how to, and how I is more of, or how to actually is more thought leadership, right? So we want to avoid thought leadership, especially because it's not our group. We're looking to post, and we talked about this before. Leveraging other people's groups is a great way to use an existing fishing pond. You don't have to create your own fishing pond. You can fish in someone else's pond, but also it's not our fishing pond. We don't own the fishing pond. So we don't want to be thought leaders in someone else's fishing pond. Also, thought, yeah, go ahead, Krista.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. I just have a very specific question for this.
Go for it.
Um, when we join other people's groups where we will possibly find our ICAs,
Yeah.
um, sometimes we have to fib a little bit to get into the group, and I feel like that's not cool.
Okay. Is
There's
there a
kind of a
question?
question in there.
Is there a question there? What's the
Um,
question?
do you think it's okay to do that? I mean, I always feel badly doing that.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think personally, I don't have anything against it, and what it comes down for me, like I've talked about it before many times, like just intentionality. Like, what are your intentions for going into the group? Are you going in there to like spam? Are you going in there to like take people's money and not deliver anything of value? Are you joining someone's group to make connections, to be social, to see if you can help someone in a way that no one else can? Right? Like, what are your intentions? And, if you have to do a certain things to get into a group so you can connect with people, personally, I think it's okay, but not just it's okay. What are your intentions for going into the group? What are your intentions for maybe not answering the questions 100% truthfully to be able to engage with people? So that's what I would
Okay.
say. Like,
Thank
more
you.
than
I
the rules and
appreciate that.
regulations, like, what are your intentions for connecting? I know you, Krista. You're a good person. You're one of like the most social people on school. So I know that you're gonna do no harm if you join the group. If anything, admins want you in your group because you just are an engaged member. All right,
Thank you.
so thought leadership, right? Like it's also a dynamic of different social media platforms. Like thought leadership, like posturing, is more something you see on Facebook, your Facebook wall, your Facebook feed. Other people do, or even on LinkedIn. But in communities, especially in other people's communities, it's more of like, this is what I've done. This may be beneficial to you. So essentially, it's almost the same content. It's content. It's just a slight reframe or a slight shift or slight understanding to how you're presenting it. And I'm not going to say any names on this call, but I have a colleague who just joined school within the last few weeks, and she was posting other communities, and she's like, Justin, like my content, it just got deleted. I said, let me see the content that you posted. So I know why you got deleted. And I explained to her this dynamic of thought leadership. Rather than telling people what they should do, share your own experience and how that was beneficial to you. And say, just sharing this in case it benefits someone else. So again, how to, it may be stepping on the host's toes. But in addition to that, it's kind of just like showcasing your expertise in a way where people just want to connect. They want to connect with you as a person. How is what I feel is more humble, relatable. If people like how you approach something and how it benefited you, then it may open them up to being curious about them trying it because they want to see benefits them as well. So here's an example, right? Like, and this is a real example. This is the result that I've had for myself that I want to share with all of you within this 5-day challenge. Hey, how to grow your school community in 30 days. Let me show you how you can grow your school community in 30 days because I'm an expert. I did it. If I did it, you can do it too. Versus, hey, this is how I grew my school community by 125 members, less than 30 days. This is what worked for me. If it worked for me, it might work for you. So it's the same thing. It's just slightly adjusting how you present your value. All right. So lead with experience, not expertise. Experience, not expertise. That's a good little mnemonic that you can remember. Are your posts coming across as a guest or someone trying to teach the room? You can teach in your own community, right? You're the expert in your community. That's the place where you want to really showcase your expertise. In other people's groups, you want to share your experience, which then um, highlights your expertise in a way that is more palatable is what I would say. Okay, so here are some suggestions for post formats. You can use these as you like, and just to share, like I get pretty good post engagement in other people's groups, and it's a mixture of having effective content, understanding what people are going to want to engage with, what resonates with them, and also being social, because it just so happens that as you engage with other people in the comments or in other people's posts, they're more likely to engage with your post, right? So it's not just the post content itself, it's the engagement with other people, it's the familiarity that people have with you that then is going to open them up more to taking the time to check out your content. So again, it all goes together, one piece at a time, one awareness at a time. It all comes together for amazing benefit. So how right? This is the one in the last example, sharing your experience, good conversation starters. I like questions. I like to ask people questions. Um, just good engagement. Also, people like to respond to questions. It's like an open loop. They just want to answer the question. Good for leaderboard points. I also like to do polls, like polls where people can simply vote to respond to your post without having to comment. Vulnerability, right? I used to struggle with X, but now this, right? And I've seen this before in different communities. And also be aware of the theme of the community. Like, what is the goal, the focus of the community, and see how your post can be congruent with the theme of the community. And a lot of people don't consider this, but look at the about page of the community. Like, what is the passion that people are assembling for within that community? How do you have posts that are congruent with the theme, the about of the community, but it's also congruent with your brand or congruent with what your ideal client avatar or your ideal client profile person may be interested in? Let someone in here as well. All right. Good. Okay. Observation, right? You notice something. Share something you noticed. Subtle authority, right? It's just something you observed. Um, one thing, one of mine is that social media kind of sucks after school, right? So an observation that highlights something that you believe. And also, it's not just about outcomes, right? Because some of what I talk about is resonance, right? You want to attract people who have aligned views or aligned values. So sharing your beliefs and your views and your perspectives and your philosophy in your content can be very effective because people resonate with you as a person, and then they may also be interested in the outcomes of your business and your brand, which is not what a lot of marketers talk about. A lot of them talk about marketing outcomes, which I'm totally an advocate of, but also marketing what your views are because that alignment is going to lead to people being more interested in your brand because they relate to you. Celebrate other people's wins. That's a simple one, um, especially other active members in the community. It builds goodwill and reciprocity. You've seen this one before. Hey, so and so just received or achieved this many members in their community, or so and so, just had this win in their life or in their business. So getting to know what other members are doing, allows you to do that, and they like it. It's like spotlighting other people, which is another kind of post. It's just spotlighting other members, which has been going quite well for me, and it does open up a lot of conversation and engagement as well. Something you learn from the host is quite easy as well. Not only are you going to build a better dynamic with the host, um, but you're brand advocate for that community, which is good, and people are going to engage with you because, well, like, what is it that you learn? And they might start a conversation with you because you learn from something. It ticks a lot of boxes. So let's continue here. Different kind of posts. Is there another one there? Was there a seven? All right, content congruency. Um, So again, your posts don't have to be about your offer, especially if it's someone else's group. And then, day one was all about conversation. I mean, not just day one, almost every day of your business should be conversations about desired outcomes lead to sales. But that is especially true when it comes to how you position your brand, how you position your offers, how you position your about page, your bio, your school community. It's a little bit different when it comes to content in other people's groups because you can't be that explicit about what you do. But we do want congruency, even though we can't be as specific about what our offer is and exactly how we help people. Um, so again, be intentional about making posts that are going to resonate with things that your ICA would care about. So we're not looking for any engagement. We're looking for engagement that can start a conversation that leads to a sale, even if that conversation isn't initially about the outcome of your brand or your business. Um, Okay, posting about favorite gifts in a business community is not congruent, and I see it a lot. Where hey, post your favorite gift, or like post. I mean, I see it on Facebook a lot. I sometimes see it on school. Is post your favorite this or that. It's not very congruent with sharing your passions or your views or your philosophies or expertise. Um, you could post about block stopping your ICA from getting results, right? Congruent without being promotional. And a note here is that. some fun content is fine for visibility, right? You can post just to get engagement, but be aware that your content should express aspects of your brand that you want people to know. Again, even if it's not the outcomes of your business or brand. Um, yeah, cool. Let's continue here. Post library. There's some really good tips and tricks coming up. What is before is more just practical, like what to post, what not to post, thought leadership, experience versus expertise. Some really good tips coming up about having more visibility in ways that are simple, but most people don't think of. Um, so I have a post library. I post in different school communities and I copy the link and I save it. And there are many reasons for that, which I'll go over now. One is that you can bump old posts. I have a list of like 10 posts in communities that I'm using as fishing ponds to get leads. If I comment on those old posts, it'll bump those posts back up to the feed. So you can actually use posts that you've had before for more visibility without having to actually post new content, which is a great little hack that most people are not aware of. Most people just post new content every day or at regular intervals. But why not only do that, you can also, again, bump older posts. And also, I do this because I post a lot in some of the same communities over and over again. So by collecting posts in a Google Doc or a Notion doc, I can just access that post, copy the content, and put in a new community, and it's new to people in that community because I haven't posted there before. Another thing that I see people do is they post the same content in different groups on the same day, and the same people are in these same communities. So what I like to do is to stagger the content where you post content in one group and then you use that same content in another group on a different day. So essentially it's the same content, but you're staggering the content and there's variety to the people in these different groups. Okay. Yeah, just use your content wisely, right? Be more visible without having to do as much work. So that's the tip for this one here. All right, hooks, right? Marketing, you've heard about hooks before. Here's are some simple tips and techniques for effective hooks. So a bold statement, something controversial, something provocative, language that isn't so common, right? One that I mentioned it before, like social media sucks after school, right? Like people don't normally put slightly profane language like sucks in in the title of a post, which is why I did that. So bold statement, controversial, a stance, a view, a belief that most people would disagree with. One that I really like is an open loop question hook because when there's a question, people automatically want that loop closed. They want to know the answer to that question, so they'll often read more to find out what your take on that is. I believe formatting is also really important, where I see it a lot. If I see big paragraphs on a post, lots of text, like I'm reluctant to read it. And if you see my posts, like the lines are broken up, I don't have long paragraphs. I use simple language. It's easy to read. It's easy on the eyes. And sometimes I even use AI to help me with this, where I'll use speech to text. I'll talk about my post in speech to text, and it's just a lot. And then I'll tell AI like, hey, make this punchier, shorter, easier to read for a piece of social media content. Keep my voice because we want readability. And it's an easy hack where you can make content pretty easily. Again, speech to text, you talk about the post, you put in the AI, and it refines it into a pretty effective piece of content. All right, let me continue here. Yeah, comments are your content. This one is really simple, but this really helped my business and helped me grow an audience when I didn't have one initially, especially on school. Because even though now, I have a group of over 400 individuals and I'm at the top of leaderboard in some school communities and people say, well, you're everywhere. Well, before I was everywhere, I was nowhere, right? So how do you begin to gain visibility? Well, you post in a group and chances are you're not going to get a whole lot of engagement. But with comments, you're commenting to someone's post, you're commenting to someone's comment, the visibility is just there. Like people are going to see that versus them seeing your post. Especially the way that posts work is that If people are following you, they see your post in another person's group. And again, like comments are just so direct that your visibility is instant. So one consideration is consider that your comments are content. So we know that our content should be high value, should be very engaging. So what if you think about your comments as content? If you put the same energy and attention and care into your comments as you would into your content, especially starting out, because people are going to see it no matter what. Um, right. So be someone who provides more value in comments than others, right? Like be more relational, be more curious, provide more value, be more helpful, and you will get noticed. And another strategy, especially if you're looking to get leads and prospecting in other people's groups, like be a valuable member. It just so happens that admins are going to value your presence there and they're probably not going to mind that you're making connections with people, even knowing that you might be getting some business from them because you're supporting the mission, the agenda, the theme, the passion of that community. You're a valuable community member. So you engage with other members. It's just a natural progression that, some of those people may join your group. Okay, let's continue here. Yeah, some different types of comments. Insights, share some insight, something useful they haven't thought of yet. Examples of your own experiences, your own stories, lessons if it makes sense, things that you've learned that might be useful for them. Praise is an easy one. Social praise, validating, acknowledging people for things they've done. Questions is probably my favorite one as well. And this is just in addition to things I've taught about before yesterday, the 7 levels of intimacy, the VSQ framework, validate, share, question. I really believe questions are some of the best ways to accelerate a conversation and build rapport, in addition to um, just acknowledging what people are expressing. And I see it quite often where people ask questions without even acknowledging what someone has said first. And some people don't even share about themselves to open people up to sharing more about themselves as well. All right, so all good, all good. Yeah, just reading the comments now. Yeah, this today's session is useful, but really just do more of it. Like this is just more. Like talked about comments. This is more in depth with comments. Um, yeah, creating a post library is a great idea. Have a story bank and we'll add a sheet for post links. Yeah, it's super simple, right? What I do is super simple. It's not rocket science. It's just things that a lot of people may not have thought of unless, you hear it from someone like me who thinks about these things a lot. Okay, all right. So this is how to get more points without doing a whole lot. Because we want you at the top of leaderboard, right? You want to be in the top 5 of the 30-day leaderboard. So how can you get more points? Well, one thing I see is individuals writing like paragraph and one comment. A paragraph for one comment, you're only getting 1 point for each person for that one really long comment. Why not break up that same really long comment into 3 comments, you get three times as many points, or 2 times as many points. And you might even see me do that. I mean, I talked about the validate, um, share, question technique. That essentially could be 3 comments, where one comment could be you validating something they've said. The next one could you be sharing something from your own personal experience, your thoughts, your opinions, and a third comment could be you asking them a question. So a very simple, easy tactic to get more points because we want to be on the leaderboard. What happens if you're top 5 of a leaderboard, James? Well, you have more visibility. And if you have more visibility, then people know who you are. And if you have more visibility and people know who you are, then they might click your name because they see it on the leaderboard, and then they may see your about page, your profile. And if you've optimized it, which James, I've helped you to optimize yours from the last conversation we had, you might get more opt-ins. So it's all about visibility. Like marketing on School is a visibility game. So we want to leverage every piece of, we want to leverage everything we can to have more visibility. Yeah, cool. So again, simply write shorter comments. Write shorter comments, you can get more points, right? Like why wait? Why waste time writing a long paragraph of text in one comment? You can break it up and get more points. Another one is using GIFs. right? Easy points, just like respond to gifts, because it's easy points. Like don't overdo it. And also, if you have some allies, like you can do like gift wars, and you can stack up some good points if you just do gifts back and forth a little bit. But again, don't easy do it. Don't overdo it. And gifts, you don't even have to use any brain power. You just use a gift that is relevant to the conversation usually. Like if there's something celebratory, you like type in happy, you find a gift that's related to that. So gifts are an easy way for that. And Whisper Flow is amazing. Whisper Flow is you can use AI to talk into the device and it automatically uses AI to make your comments into like well-crafted sentences. So I use this a lot. It's 3 to 4 times faster. Initially, it's kind of weird to talk out your comments, but you get used to it and you save a lot of time. And I actually will give you my affiliate link if you want to try that out here. It's probably one of my favorite tools I've discovered in the last 2 months. Whisperflow. Yeah, check that out if you haven't. A game changer for creating content, for commenting, even for the DMs. Especially since you may need a fair amount of volume to effectively prospect and build your pipeline. So again, saving time is very effective. Um, Yeah, leaderboard strategies. Again, like you want to be in the top five. If you could be the top three, even better. If you could be number one, it's even better. I have a colleague that I'm encouraging to climb a leaderboard in the community right now, and she said, wow, I'm already on the top five leaderboard and it didn't even take that much effort. And I said, yeah, I know it doesn't. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort or energy to climb a leaderboard. It's just intentionality. Like focus on one group first. Say like, man, this is a group that has my ideal audience, my ideal client avatar, and just engage with people, post, comment on other people's comments, comment other people's posts. Just have like the same kind of conversation you would have in the DMs, but have it publicly on a post and it's super easy. And James asked this, and I'll say it because it's also on this slide, right? It's essentially your name on the homepage of a target community. It's like your name's on a billboard. It's just one click. Number one, the leaderboard. Who is this number one person on the leaderboard? Directly to your profile. And from your profile, it's one click to your community, which is why we want everything optimized. Like all these pieces of the puzzle um, come together. Passive attraction running while you do other things because you're still going to be on the leaderboard even if you're not active in that community because you're sleeping or you're doing something else. Also, it's like free ads. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, good point, John. It's free advertisement, and all you have to do is play the game. And that's why school has the leaderboard. That's why they gamify. They want you to be visible. Cool. All right. So even though we want points to be on the leaderboard, it's not just about the points. It's about the presence. It's about the connections. It's about those micro impressions. It's about those comments that stack up over time. And the next thing you know, people join your group. And I've been playing this game for a bit of time. There are people who I've been commenting with like back and forth over like a few months or how much ever long time amount of time. They like just joined my group now. Like, so you never know when those people are going to join your group. Again, you're just making those micro impressions and stacking those connections and touch points until people check you out, join your group, or until it makes sense for you to invite them to your group. Um, and also it's the long game, right? Like I believe that school is only going to become more and more popular. And this is some of my view on why I'm planting my flag with school right now. I want to share that with all you. Like this is going to be my first full year on school, January 2026 until the end of 2026. Um, and they've talked about it. Like Sam Ovens has said that right now they're shifting to focus more on the user experience of school. They're going to bring more people into the school ecosystem, where before it was more focused on the creator experience. So if that's true, then being a brand on school, being well known, having a positive influence, having a thriving community with an optimized ecosystem for attraction and conversions, man, it's going to be really effective because there's going to be more people coming in and you're already established. And one thing said, like we can become more established by being allies with other community leaders who are also establishing their audiences, which is some of the dynamic I want in my community. Like who can I connect with that is also a serious community leader? But we can talk about that another time. Here's another one. You can climb leaderboards with allies. Okay, so if there's a target group, you can have a conversation with some colleagues and say, hey, I'm looking to climb this leaderboard. Do you want to engage with me a little bit more than you might normally would so we can climb the leaderboard together? And it's to your advantage. I do this with other people without explicitly stating it because if other people are top one, two, three on the leaderboard and you engage with them a lot, they're naturally going to engage with you in response. So you're climbing the leaderboard with people who are already on the leaderboard, but also you can like go behind the scenes and say like, hey Ben, I'm looking to climb the leaderboard in this community. Would you mind engaging with me and chatting with me a little bit more so that we can climb the leaderboard? We can both be in the top three and have more visibility and drive more traffic to our groups. Um, and I'll just say briefly that this is so effective that I got in trouble with Sam Ovens. Like he said, hey, stop point farming. So it works really well. That's a story for another time. But if I got the attention of like the owner of school by doing this strategy, it'll work for you as well. You can climb the leaderboards with friends. It's more fun and you get a lot more points faster. Okay, I'll take a break here. Today's session, like I mentioned, it's simple stuff that may give you an advantage too. Again, getting more points, being more visible, and building your brand. Yeah. So don't treat communities like a place to sell. Don't take more than you give. People feel it damages reputation fast. No one likes to be pitched. No one likes to be sold to. One reason why I love school, it's really about relationships and um, just providing value. Align to the admin's vision, welcome new members, really easy. Welcome new members on welcome posts, support the community's purpose, be someone who makes the admin's job easier, not harder. And some individuals mention, even on this call, like, yeah, but I don't want to get in trouble for like pitching or getting people from the community. Well, before you even prospect or look to get people in your community, just be a valuable member contributing to that community's vision, to the mission. Be allies with the admins. And I've seen it happen before. And some people in the Line Entrepreneur Network community, they're actually invited to be moderators of a community because of the contribution. And if you're a moderator of a community that your ideal client's in because you contribute that much, well, that's just really in your favor. Oh, bumping posts. Yeah. A lot more slides than I thought I had here. So this one's really good. I think this was a really good one when I shared it before. I mentioned it briefly. Yeah, bump your posts. So this is what most people do. Um, they do their post in a group and they'll respond to all the comments at once. But what happens is if you respond to all the comments on your own post at once, then you can't bump your own post. So what I typically do is I only respond to a few comments at a time and I let my additional replies go out over a few days so that every time I reply to comments that I didn't touch yet, it automatically bumps my post and people respond to my comments and I intentionally do this so I have more visibility. So that is one of my secrets to having more points on my content and my posts than other people do because I stagger my replies. I stagger my comment replies to other people because I'm intentionally wanting to have my post bump to the top of the queue more often. Yeah. And again, you can also comment on your old post in your library to instantly put it back at the top. Yeah, pretty much it for this one. Quite simple. Yeah, really another valuable session. Yeah, cool. Simple things that can make a big difference. Yeah, almost at the end here. So the content flywheel, like everything goes together. This is pretty cool. So you post with a hook in a target group, you begin to get comments. Comments come in from you and others. You stagger your replies over days so that you keep your post bumped. And again, if you followed some of my strategies where your post is actually congruent with things that are meaningful to your brand and your audience, then it's good. Like it's not just some random like, hey, comment your favorite gift kind of post. You're bumping a post that is going to have people engage with you for the right reasons, right? Each reply bumps the post, new people see it, they see your name on the leaderboard, and it just goes around and round and round. And next thing you know, you're everywhere, and people reach out to you because you're more visible than other people out there. So that is pretty much it for this. I keep on saying that, and then there's another slide. Uh, what to track for visibility? Yeah, track your leaderboard position, right? Track how many targeted comments you left this week, track how many conversations you're starting, track how many passive joins you have for people joining your community without you having to invite people, track how many active joins you have, and track how many calls you have booked, right? So here are the different things you can measure so that you're aware of, how this is all working for you. Okay, today's assignment, do this today. Post one, how I using a hook, right? Try posting a different kind of content. Use a hook from what I shared. Save links in Notion or Google Doc for all the benefit that I shared with you. Leave 5 targeted comments. Not to anyone, like to prospects, to people who could potentially be comments, right? Be very targeted with your comments. Um, Use one of the 5 comment types, make it count. Post with a hook, target comments. That is it. I think that's it. Yeah. Any comments or questions before we conclude today? All right. So that is it for day 3 of the challenge. I have a bonus to share with all of you because I went through a lot more content than I thought I would in 3 days. So I don't have anything new to go over for day 4, tomorrow challenge. So tomorrow's bonus is free hot seat group coaching. All right. We've gone over a lot of things. If you tried some things out and you want some direct advice, some direct suggestions for what you're doing in your business, come tomorrow and be ready to speak. What is your bottleneck? Do you know what your bottleneck is? Are you not clear in your offer? Are you not clear on the outcomes of your business? Could you be more clear? Would you like my advice? Come tomorrow, come with questions, come with issues, or come ready for me to ask you questions so I can help you identify your bottleneck. So that is tomorrow's session. Nothing new. It's just conversations about what we've already learned, what you're trying, what you're implementing, and if I can help you identify some clarity or some personalized tips to get you going to attract and enroll more clients, then you're more than welcome to benefit from that tomorrow. All right, so that is it for today's session. Thank you everyone for joining me for day 3 of this challenge. If you are a premium member, you can stay on and we can benefit from some of this hot seat group coaching today. And if not, I'll see everyone in the community or I will see you tomorrow.